All right, Breezy fam, today we are here to learn how to make some dirty rice. This recipe is a southern recipe, I believe it's Louisiana, and it's so yummy, just a beautiful side to go with a lot of different proteins that you have. So I started by getting my bell peppers nice, clean, and sliced. Y'all know I'm a chopper girl, and I have the chopper linked in my website. A few of y'all have told me that y'all really enjoy using it, so I'm happy that I can show it to y'all. It does come with smaller settings as well because I did have some people ask me, like, do the chops, pieces have to be that big? And necessarily they don't. So it comes with different, like, I guess, like, little grooves that you can put in there for you to be able to change, like, the setting and the size of the chop and everything like that. It also does, like, spiraling and stuff like that as well. So I just did half of a green bell pepper, half of a red bell pepper, and then I did a whole, like, onion. But do y'all see how tiny this onion is? So if your onion's a little bit bigger, you only have to do half. But if you have a small one like I did, just use a little bit of that. Here's me practicing some zoom effect on my camera. But yeah, there's the chopper. Like I said, it is linked on my Amazon storefront. So make sure you check out my website. I will have that in the description box below. If you want to get you one of these, it's honestly perfect for like people who don't like to chop, or people be like, here's a quick recipe, and then they take like 40 minutes to chop something up. Look, it's gonna take me all of like 30 seconds to get all of this chopped up, and it's gonna be nice even. That's the beautiful part about it, like everything's even, so it'll also cook even as well. But yeah, go ahead and get that in there. It does take like a little bit of push power, but it's honestly not that hard. You just push it down and look, boom, slice. Like, it's so simple, so easy. It's very easy to clean too, which I really appreciate. But yeah, all my pieces are gonna be nice and even. You do sometimes have to like slice a piece off so it'll fit in there, but guess what? That's okay, because now you only slice like 2 or 3 times versus slicing one way, slicing another direction, making sure they're all even. Like, that's just a lot of work. Go ahead, save you some time, and get you a chopper. Like I said, they will be linked in my Amazon storefront below. And since you are already here, if you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this recipe with whomever you want to share the end product with. And yeah, let's go ahead and get it. So now that we have all of our veggies nice and prepped, I'll show you guys like kind of like how even it looks, so you guys can see like the pieces are nice and even. Everything's gonna cook at the same amount of time, and y'all, it's just beautiful. We really, really do love to see it. And shout out to my cameraman because he's doing an excellent job with my new YouTube view. But yeah, in my nice and hot pan, I got some olive oil going. You can see the smoke coming off the pan because, baby, yes, it's already hot. So I like to heat my pan first. Once it's heated, like, you don't got to touch the pan or nothing, but just put your hand over it to see if it's hot enough. Then you add the oil. So then that way the oil can heat up and it's not heating up with the pan. I don't know, just like the way I like to do it. And I went ahead and added in my ground beef. I believe this is 2 pounds of ground beef. But yeah, I have all the ingredients linked below in the description, as well as my website. So make sure y'all check that out before you give this recipe a try, just to make sure that you got everything and everything's going to come out as good as it can. If you don't have some of the things, just please comment and I can let you know what you can substitute for. You do not have to use all of these bell peppers. If you only have one, do that. Like, it's totally your world. We just living in it. But yeah, go ahead and get y'all one of these little ground beef smasher mabobber things from the dollar store. It is very handy. Like, look how simple it just became to ground that ground beef. Like, look, there's no big lumps, and it takes about half the time. So yeah, here we go. Another kitchen hack. Another kitchen hack when it comes to these bell peppers is, guess what? That container that you just sliced everything in, it can sit in there until you are ready to cook. You don't have to use like an extra dish or anything like that. So it can sit in there until you are ready to cook. It and sliced it and held it. And now that's only 2 dishes, because I guess I gotta count the top and the bottom. And they're very small. It's not like you gotta clean the whole cutting board or clean the knife and all that stuff. We ain't got to do that. You ain't got to worry about cutting yourself or nothing like that. You have some nice, even, beautiful cuts without, having to risk your finger. Because I've cut myself a few different times, I will say. But yeah, go ahead and let that cook down for about, I say, like 3 to 4 minutes after you've added it. I let it cook for about 4 to 5 minutes before I did this. So really, y'all know it don't take ground beef that long. But once you add that in, add in your bell peppers, let it cook down for like 2 minutes. And then add in some Creole seasoning, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. About half a tablespoon each, because we're going to add the other half a tablespoon once we go ahead and add the rice, chicken broth, and all that goodness in there. Yes, look at that. Getting it nice and well seasoned. I do like to season my ground beef once it's mostly done. I don't really do it while it's cooking. I don't know why. I just always have done this, and it comes out beautiful every time. Mix it up well and let that cook down for, I'd say an additional like 3 to 4 minutes, or until the bell peppers are at your desired doneness. Some people like them a little bit harder. Some people like them super soft and soggy. It's up to you. Like I said, it's your world. We just living in it. And then I went ahead and added in my 2 cups of rice. You don't necessarily have to clean your rice. I've learned that through a good friend on Instagram who was going to culinary school. So you can clean it if you want to. If you don't, guess what? Like, nobody is going to say anything about it, because when they taste this recipe, they're not going to ask you, was this rice cleaned? Because you can't tell. So get that nice and toasted, mix it well in with the ground beef. I am like kind of toasting it in the grease from the ground beef, so it's getting like all of that flavor up in there rice. And then I added in my 4 cups of chicken broth. If you know that the entire container, the 32-ounce one, is going to just be 4 cups in general, so you don't have to like worry about like measuring up. You just go ahead and pour the whole thing up in there, you know. After I added that in, I mixed it well to make sure that all the rice was going to be covered by the chicken broth, just to make sure all the pieces got done to this desired doneness that they needed to be, you know. But yeah, I added in my seasoning. So here's the other half of the seasonings: garlic powder, onion powder, Creole salt. I'm talking about Creole salt, Creole seasoning. And I use Slap Your Mama for this. I normally use Tony Saturates, but we use Slap Your Mama for this one if you're looking for one specifically. Add in your 2 bay leaves, and then you're going to cover and allow it to cook for 20 minutes. And when you come back, it should look like this. Now, I don't know why my camera fogged up a little bit, but it's okay. Y'all look at that. The steam, that's how you know it's still cooking. So I turned it down. This is like cooking on a medium to low heat. You do not need your rice super cooking. I don't put my rice on anything above a 5. I might put it on a 5 and then drop it down to a 2 once I see that the water is starting to like, get eliminated a little bit. But yeah, so mix it around. You see there's no extra liquid in there. I'm going to go ahead and take this bay leaf out, because you don't want to just be looking up and eating no bay leaves. I added some parsley on top and made it look a little fancy for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Had to get a real nice, clear picture. And if you're ever wondering, like, what could I eat dirty rice with? I ate mine with my blackened catfish and my shrimp Creole sauce with some Brussels sprouts. Baby, I'm about to give y'all a preview of this. If you're looking for this catfish recipe, be sure to look below. I will have that link for y'all as well. Bye, y'all.